What's up YouTube? So today I'm going to show you guys how to do a manual transmission fluid change as well as a transaxle or differential fluid because they share the same sump, so it's kind of like a two-in-one. And this is going to be on our 987 Gen 2, but the procedure is going to be pretty similar with Gen 1 as well as 986. There's just going to be a little bit of differences with the sockets and as well as capacities depending on 5-speed or 6-speed. So as far as parts go, of course we have the fluid right here. The 6-speed will take 2.8 liters or 3 quarts. The 5-speed in the 986 takes less than that. Standard 3/8 ratchet, little extension. 987 fill plug and drain plug will need a 10mm hex. That 5-speed in the 986 is going to have a special socket, a triple square socket. So yeah, you might need to source that if you do have a 5-speed. There's a little pan underneath the subframe. That's going to take, it's going to have like 8 bolts on it. It's going to need a 16mm socket. Torque wrench, of course, to get everything back to spec. And then I have a little siphon pump right here. And I'm also going to be using a torque wrench. That's optional, you don't have to have it. The most you're gonna have to remove is 65 pound-feet, so it's not too bad. So I'll have the car in ramps here. One thing to note is that if you're gonna jack it up, you're going to want to loosen up this bolt right here. It's a 16mm because if you're gonna put the jack stands or a lift pad right here, it's not going to be enough clearance for that, and you just need to loosen it. I've seen videos where they actually remove it. I don't think that's necessary. So yeah, you just want to loosen that up first. No, I actually don't have the most clearance here. This is only about an 8-inch lift. So, but anyways, there's going to be 5 16 mils right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the first one I said under the rocker, and then you have these two. And these two in the back. Alright, I'm back. This looks like 15 matches. Alrighty. Okay, yeah, you don't need to take that last bolt off. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Everything is just like stuck. Alright, now we have access to the fill and the drain plug. To show you guys. Here's the drain plug right here, and the fill plug is right next to this axle shaft right here, and it's right there. So remember, always remove the fill plug first. You don't want to get into a situation where you get the drain out, but then either the top it strips or something, and then you have to get the car towed. So let's start working on this. I'll get a drain pan, and I'm going to loosen these two bolts right here. That's tight. Alright, get some gloves so I don't smash up my hands. I got a 1/2-inch torque wrench for some leverage. I know you should normally use these torque wrenches for this kind of stuff, but I can't find my breaker bar, so my 3/8 breaker bar. My half wouldn't fit here. My creeper doesn't help either. There we go. Got that loose. Let's get this one loose. There we go. Set this back. Let that sit for a while. It is a cold transmission, so I'm just gonna give it some time. Now for my particular car, I have the service histories for 96k miles, and I don't think I ever saw this done, so it's definitely overdue. Alright, we should be good now. Let's put the drain plug back. These are going to be torqued to 30 pound-feet. We'll torque it later. The worst part about gear oil is it's so sticky and it's also stinky. Okay. Just noticed was because I had the car on ramps, it was leaning forwards, and I was afraid of this, that I wouldn't be able to fill it up enough, because it's the fill plug's on this side, and it's going to start draining out before. So I actually jacked up that driver's side to get the same height, so because I was only able to fill like 2 liters before, and I know that's way too low. There you go, now I'm getting a lot more. Be around 2.8 liters. Alright, let's get the fill plug and drain plug torqued to 30. Just now we have to get this this tray back. Just kind of weave it through. This is so annoying. So what I did was I got this one in first and started tightening this. It puts a little bit of flex on this aluminum cross member, and then I just kind of hammered it, as you just saw right there. Now this is quite annoying. I don't really like it because you get little aluminum shavings, and then the threads start getting a little damaged. I don't really like the design, I guess. And lastly, don't forget about these side ones. These will be 65 pound-feet. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It took a little longer than expected. It took about 2.5 hours. I mainly had trouble with that aluminum brace, and it just has to deform in a certain way. But aside from that, it's pretty easy. Doesn't need too many tools. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Thanks.